Alright, what up nerds? We're back. This is the rifle that I was teasing you about, or teasing you with last time. This is the Lead and Steel ARC. ARC is ARC, the All-Rounder Carbine is the name of it. This is in particular the 13.9 inch variant with the pin and weld Chemo 3-prong flash hider. So I'll just kind of give you an overview. But first I'll talk about sort of my relationship with Lead and Steel. I'm just a guy, but I have actually met a mod at Lead and Steel. He doesn't know who I am. And our relationship is strictly that I'm a customer and I happened to be at the retailer while he was dropping off my particular rifle amongst many others in the latest batch that they had delivered there. I will also review sort of the LP-1, which is their red dot that they have designed in-house and made. So first of all, overall impressions of the rifle. I do like it. I have many things that I do like, a couple of things that I do not like, and I'll talk about those. First, the things that I do like. It's an Ohio-based company. I love, see right here, Lead and Steel, Plain City, Ohio. I love that. So I'm an Ohio boy. I think we need to stick together. I love to support local companies that are trying to do good, that come out with a great product. That's exciting for me. I wish Lead and Steel all the best. I think they have really cool ideas. I love sort of the design philosophy behind this rifle. I think it's really cool. What else do I like? The barrel. I'm not going to do the tip to butt thing just because I kind of want to speed along a little bit. So the barrel, this is sort of their monoblock. Well, it's not theirs. I can't remember the name of the company that makes the barrel, but it is a monoblock design. So there is not a gas block that's sort of attached. It's not pinned. It's not set screwed. It's integrated into the actual steel of the barrel. I don't know if you can see it in there or not. So it is all one piece. That's cool because gas blocks can be problematic. Gas ports and barrels can be oversized in a lot of cases. The corresponding hole in the gas block can also be oversized to account for slight overlap in hole placement. That's something that you'll just read about when you build rifles. I tend to buy barrels and gas blocks from the same company so that likelihood is reduced. In the end, the net result is you probably end up with an overgassed rifle, if only ever so slightly. So that's just something to be aware of when you're building rifles. You can also buy barrels and gas blocks that are, you know, known to be sort of smaller than spec to account for that if you are tired of overgassed guns. So that's cool. Accuracy out of this is good. I'm using a 36-yard zero, no complaints with the accuracy of the barrel. It is heavy. It is a heavier profile than what I prefer, but I understand why they chose that profile. If they made, and maybe they do, I haven't looked at the manufacturer's website of the barrel, and apologies, the name escapes me. Maybe they do make a pencil profile barrel. If they do, I would have preferred a break over the flash hider, since I'm primarily going to be shooting this suppressed, and when I'm not, it's probably going to be, you know, probably not very long distance shots, probably pretty close quarters outside, and I would prefer the extra advantage that a break might give me. So, but minor nitpick, I'm fine with the 3-prong flash hider. The handguard they chose is actually pretty cool. It has steel inserts for QDs. I found that running my sling up here is not really my favorite thing, so I, you know, put a Magpul steel QD cup there out on the front. That's kind of where I prefer to run my slings. Maybe I'll change, but for now, that's kind of where I like it. No malfunctions at all that I've had, and I've got about maybe 300 rounds of 5.56 through here, specifically Winchester M193, the stuff that comes out of Lake City. I've mentioned before, that's my favorite. And I've got about 100 rounds of UTM Sims out of here. So maybe like in the 300 to 400 round overall count so far. No malfunctions with Sims either, so that was a pleasant surprise. I know some rifles can be picky about that. My previous rifle that I showed you did actually have some malfunctions with UTM Sims. I loaned it out to a buddy who his rifle was not compatible with UTM because he had a JP buffer, you know, like the sort of captured, that's not the right word, what am I thinking about? The captive buffer system that JP makes, and it is not compatible with the bolts that UTM uses. So I loaned my rifle, and you've seen it. This is it. I'll roll it in here because I will be talking about something in particular here. So this rifle did have a couple hiccups with the UTM Sim rounds. Why, I'm not sure. I didn't really get to ask specifically why, because my buddy had to leave early, unfortunately. But that's life. So I found that interesting. So no issues with regular 5.56, M193 spec, and UTM Sims. The charging handle, I like. You may recognize that. That is a Breek Arms. So I run the Breek Arms charging handles. I have a couple of those. This one's sort of like branded for Lead and Steel. So you might see their logo on it. Yeah, right there. So that's kind of cool. And it's got all Rounder Carbine on there. That's neat. I didn't notice that before. But it is a Breek Arms. What do they call it? The Warhammer or something like that. Which is great. I like that. I would have thrown one of those in there anyway, had it not come with something more fancy. The pistol grip, it's fine. I don't think I'll change it out. Actually, I might. And if I do, I'll be able to explain why. But stay tuned for that. I don't know that I'll change it, but I might. I'm really wishy-washy about certain things. Other things I'm really picky about. But furniture is one of the things that I'm mostly not picky about, except the buttstock. But we'll get to that. It did come with one magazine, particularly a steel magazine. I'll talk about that later. And it did actually come with backup iron sights. And I threw them in a box and I don't remember where they are. So but they're polymer ones. So I think like generic polymer ones. So they're fine. I think that's nice though, because sometimes you buy a gun, you know, flat top AR-15. You're like, oh, I want to shoot it right now. But maybe it's your first gun and you just don't have anything. But in this case, you would. So that's kind of cool. All right. Oh, other things I do like. The trigger. This is Lead and Steel's trigger. You can find it on their website. I don't remember the name of it. But I think it's advertised at like a 4.5 pound pull weight. That's fine with me. It's fine. I like it. No complaints with the trigger. All right, now the things I don't like, the stock that it comes with. It came with this thing, which on the surface, I thought, you know, it's fine. I'll work with it. I don't really typically like these things that come with the tube storage because, you know, some things I'm picky about, other things I'm not picky about. That's one thing I'm picky about. I'm never going to put batteries in here or anything like that. I just don't want to add weight to an already kind of chunky rifle as I throw more crap on it. But my main complaint is the butt pad here. It's a really soft, squishy, grabby rubber. This wants to grab and pull on your clothes and get caught up in your, you know, rain jacket or your shirt or whatever you've got on. This is going to grab it and pull on it and make it kind of awkward and unwieldy. Another thing, the QD cups here are sort of in a position where the sling swivel can just spin and rotate freely. And I didn't really understand that would even bother me until I tried this particular, you know, stock. And I guess I could have like wrapped this sling around there, but I don't want to do that. I like QD cups because they're convenient. I can pop things off, put things on. It's Legos for grown-ups. So I put a Magpul CTR on there, and I liked it a lot better. And actually, Magpul just came out with this guy. The heck is the name of this stock? The DT. This is their new DT. It just came out. It's sort of like the successor to the CTR. it has the same like no wiggle kind of feature to it, but it doesn't have the additional clampy bit right there that the CTR has. So the CTR, you know, you move it around, it wiggles, it's got this clampy bit, you clamp it down and it doesn't wiggle so much. The DT solves that without adding, you know, the clampy bit. So it's pretty wiggle free. I like that. So I have not run this yet. I just got it today, actually. So I thought I'd slap it on here because this is the rifle that it's going to live on. I might as well, you know, install that and run it. What else do I not like? Oh, the size of the stock it came with was fine, though. It was comfortable. I'll admit that. It felt fine. There was not like any bits to like pinch your beard hair or whatever. It's fine. No complaints there. The safety. So one of my big gripes is the safety is just kind of mushy. It's hard to sort of, you can kind of see, it wants to kind of bind up a little bit. I will be changing this out. I haven't decided which safety I'm going to throw in there, but you know, I like the sort of like 60 to 45 degree throw safety levers. I don't like the 90 degree throws. I don't know. Maybe that's kind of a stupid thing to complain about, but to me, it's just so much easier to have a shorter throw on there. But my main complaint is it's mushy. It's hard to describe, but it doesn't want to fully go off of safe in one smooth motion. You kind of need to deliberately ride your thumb the entire travel rotation of it. And it's just kind of annoying. Not my favorite. I will be changing that out. Okay, probably my biggest gripe is magazines. It does not like to drop free PMags for whatever reason. So I did measure the inside diameter of the magwell. I think it is maybe a little bit under spec. So I actually don't have, so with my calipers, the battery died, so I can't tell you exactly what it is, but I feel like it's just slightly under spec. Maybe I'll follow up with that when I get batteries for this thing. I did order them on Amazon. I didn't know the battery was dead, but I don't know. That's life. So I'll show you what I mean. Magazines do not like to drop free. Womp womp. And there is, so you know, a good amount of resistance to pull the magazine out. Even in a full magazine, which I don't know if I have or not, to show you. I do. Stand by. We're back. So here's a full magazine. It will probably not drop free. So here. Okay, it does, but you can see how slow that was. So in every video of the ARC I've seen, they are running steel mags, and I wonder if this is why. And I'm not saying there's anything nefarious or there's a grand conspiracy or anything, but they send, and I haven't even opened it, so, because I hate steel mags. That's just me. I hate steel mags. PMags are life. If you don't use PMags, I don't know why you would use anything else. Lancers if you want to look cool, PMags if you want them to work. But I don't like steel mags or aluminum mags. I don't like metal mags for ARs, and you know, I'm not going to tell you why. You can figure it out. So, but I will open this for the first time, because like I said, this was just going to sit in the safe forever. But let's see if this drops free. This is brand new, fresh out of the packaging. No tricks. Don't know why you'd think I'd trick you. So that drops free. Yeah. That drops free. So, I don't know. I don't know why it doesn't like to drop PMags free, but I suspect this is a little bit under spec. Like I said, when I get a new battery for the calipers, I'll show you exactly what the inside diameter is. Or not inside diameter, just the inside dimensions. You know what I'm trying to say. It's not a circle. Yeah. So, I will do that, and I'll post an update probably. Maybe not. To fix it, I don't know what I'll do. I might just take, I don't know, some kind of abrasive and kind of polish the inside of it and see what I come up with. See if I can sort of take away some material. I don't know if maybe it's just the coating, but anodization doesn't really change dimensions very much. So it's not powder coating, it's like soaking into the material. Aluminum is very porous. If you don't know much about aluminum, it is very porous, so you know, it will absorb color pretty well. That's why anodization is popular. It won't rust it'll oxidize a bit, but it's not going to be a problem. So maybe I'll take away some material and see. But that's my biggest gripe day to day. It pisses me off every time. All right, so I mentioned a QC issue in the last video that I did, and I'll tell you what that was. They forgot to stake the castle nut. Oopsie. I did take it to the place that I got it from, the retailer. I'm not sure if I want to tell you where that is just yet, because they're cool and I don't want to make it sound like they had anything to do with this. But their gunsmith did stake this castle nut for me in 2 places. I'll roll in some pictures of the unstaked castle nut as I got it. So I came back from just sort of like a casual meet and shoot where it was the first time I shot it, actually, or well, the second time I shot it. I came home and I'm like, hey, they forgot to stake the castle nut. Whoops. So anyway, it's funny I didn't notice at first, but I'm not typically checking for all those kinds of things. So that's the biggest miss. I don't fault them for that. It's an easy thing to forget. I know a lot of people don't stake castle nuts. I do, or I kind of get castle nuts that don't require staking. You'll notice it's kind of scratched up already. That was totally me. I was at a CQB event with, you know, well, obviously shooting sims, and somebody was running a pistol just for fun, and they ran out of ammo. I had died pretty early on, so I'm like, here, take this. And I laid it and slid it about 20 feet across the concrete floor, and he was able to do work, actually, so he kicked butt. All right, what else? The weight. It's chunky. It's a chunk. Why don't I get the scale out and show you? And you know kind of what I'm used to, that I like my rifles to be pretty light. So I'll show you what this weighs momentarily. Yeah, so it's a chunk, and it'll get heavier because I'm gonna add, you know, an illuminator and some other things to it later. So that's what the rifle weighs. All right, the LP-1. The things I like. The glass quality is actually exceptionally good. I have a mild astigmatism, like everybody will eventually get. And I will say that to my eye, this looks about as crisp as I've ever seen a red dot. Aside from, I don't know, maybe aim points also look really good to my eye. But for whatever reason, this looks so crisp to my eye. No complaints. I am not a huge fan of the sort of circle dot reticle, but and I haven't bothered to turn off the the ring because I'm lazy and I don't want to go to the website and read the manual online. Yeah, some people complain about that. There's a QR code on the bottom. You can probably get a peek of it there. You scan it with your phone. It takes you to the manual page. Some people complain about that. I literally don't care. I'm probably going to lose it anyway and look it up online if I have a question anyhow. Let's be real. Okay, I have not tested night vision performance with the LP-1 yet. Stay tuned. The Aura Wake, I think, is a really cool idea because, you know, those little, I want to say gyroscope, that's not the right word. The motion sensing circuits in electronics, you know, they do tend to, you know, get damaged with recoil. That's something that does happen. I don't know that I'm particularly worried about it, but I appreciate that Ahmad has sort of thought about that and, you know, has this hybrid, you know, shake awake type of thing that he's come up, this Aura Wake. I think it's a neat idea. I think it probably will catch on, actually. So we'll see. You know, the integrated circuits do fail. People don't really like to think about that, but they do. If you know anybody in sort of the electronics industry, they'll tell you. Hey, why did my monitor just die? It was working fine. Well, guess what? An IC burned out because they fail. They just do. So I do appreciate that attention to detail, that kind of foresight. Things I don't like about the LP-1, it's a little bit heavy, it's a little bit big. I'm not going to run it without the protective hood, but I guess I could if I wanted to shave like ½ an ounce or whatever that thing weighs. What else? Okay, so the controversy about the LP-1 and sort of the internet drama about it, I don't care. Like I said, I'm going to support my my Ohio-based companies. I don't care about some internet gun drama. Although I have been following it, and it is funny just to see people get all upset about stuff. But I don't care. I know a lot of guys that run this optic too, and a lot of guys that I train with, and no complaints. So there's people that I respect that run this optic as sort of their primary, and that says something to me. And I'm not going to drop test it. That's dumb. I'm not going to do that. So that is all I had to say about the lead and steel ARC and the LP-1. I gave you sort of the real play-by-play of how, you know, everything that went down, what I like, what I don't like. I'm a little bit afraid that I might get flamed for, you know, some of the things I said, but that's the honest truth. Nobody's giving me rifles to beat around. I paid my own money for this, like everything. I'm just a small guy on YouTube telling you my experiences, so that's it. This is not my job. I don't care if you don't like it. That's basically it. If you oh yeah, you can see some UTM paint right there. That's funny. Yeah, I took a round right in the rifle. So this is UTM proof. You can shoot this with UTMs and it'll survive. So I'm rambling at this point. It's already been almost 25 minutes, so I'll shut up now. Later, nerds.